The two of them went up to greet Elder Tang. "Let's go and greet Big Grandpa too, we'll even get a big red packet." The butler made a gesture for silence. "The son comes to kowtow to Grandpa Tai." Hong Zixing greets Grandpa Tai. "Okay, be good." "Thank you, Great Grandpa, that's a thick red packet." The old man looks kind. "Dad, I'll bring all the juniors to greet you." "Well, it's hard to come all the way back from abroad. With all due respect, watching my son kowtowing with a thump is too much." The crowd was also filled with shock as they watched him operate. Hong Bao greets his grandpa. "Man, that's a lot of arse kissing." Just then, a violent cough came from the scene. "Who's coughing? You've got lung cancer, haven't you?" The coughing continues. "Who's not feeling well?" "Grandpa, it's me." I coughed several times after that. Then he fell to his knees. "Power, why are you so weak? Someone bring a chair for Power. Why is Grandpa so nice to him?" "I don't need Grandpa, I just miss him too much. Seeing my grandpa today will make me feel better. He's a good boy, he's been a good boy since he was a kid." "Grandpa, let me introduce you. This is my fiancée, Tang Muxin. I brought her here to meet you." "Hello, Grandpa Hung. You're Makohara, you don't mind our Dolly." "That's good, Grandpa Hung. Lee is very nice to me. I don't mind." Well, what a good boy, I'm so happy." "How's that it's better than kissing arse? I'm the one who's working with you. How dare you steal my thunder, I'll make you suffer today." "I'm so happy to see everyone here. Today is the triennial family meeting, mainly to promote juniors who also need startup capital. Take advantage of the opportunity too. When it starts later, my assistant will announce the results. At the end of the day, we will vote for the person who needs the most financial support. Judging is about helping new talent who are experiencing difficulties and setbacks. The meeting opens in the afternoon, so we're all going to the lobby for dinner. The first thing that strikes you is the beautifully prepared food. One dish after another is brought to the table. The scene is buzzing with activity. We haven't seen each other for a long time. "Let's drink together." "You eat a lot, you don't usually get the ingredients here." "Thank you. You just stole the show, I'm going to make a fool out of you." Looking at the oncoming waiter, a good idea came to mind, so he sneaks out his right foot. Only heard an ouch. The dish is smashed over to Hong Dali. He hurriedly ducked down to avoid it, but hit the other one. A bellowing cry spread throughout the hall. "And Gaia, that bastard threw it, it burns me." "Who did this? Come out." "I'm sorry, I tripped, I didn't mean to." "What's going on over there?" "And that you didn't mean it." "Sir, I'm sorry. It's a good thing no one saw that. I just saw it. Cousin Amber tripped on purpose." "Don't be ridiculous. You little shit, I'll beat you up." Han and Bao, "Oh my god, I'm about to get hit," hurriedly leaned back to avoid it, but hit the person next to him. "What the fuck are you throwing at my head?" "I didn't mean it." "Sis, this is bad, you've pissed off a tigress. I'll fuck you up. I just spent $100,000 on my hair, you've got some nerve." The scene was in chaos, and the sound of thumping pounds kept coming out. At this point in time, the duo were also affected and felt helpless. "That's enough, stop it." "Don't stop, what a load of bollocks." With a snap, a lobster smashed into his face. This action made him instantly explode. A growl ensued. "Enough." An intense wave of sound spreads out from all directions. When the crowd heard this explosive shout, they were all shaken up. The duo hurriedly covered their ears. Was it an earthquake? I think something just flashed by. The scene was quiet. The house was silent. "Since we don't want to eat, let's all stop eating and go to the hall for the meeting." This old man, he's so bossy. In the conference room of the lodge, one look around and the whole place is silent. We all know what's going on, it's supposed to be a nice dinner party. The mess made by the juniors led to the old man's anger. "Who started what just happened? Anyone come out to explain?" Hong Tianyan smothered the noodles on my face first. "I'm trying to stir up Han Anpa, he's the one who put the casserole on my head first." "Amber, stand up and explain what's going on." "Grandpa, I tripped the waiter by accident, I didn't mean to. I saw Brother Ambrose tripping over his feet on purpose." "You little bastard, don't you dare say that. You're really something. You can't even argue with a child. She could have set you up on purpose." "Auntie, that's not what I meant. It was supposed to fly towards Vigor." Vigor dodged fast and snapped it to someone else's head. "I can't believe we're having a good party and making so much noise. I can't believe it's directed at Dali, he's so sick. And Amber still wants to bully him. And Bao seems to have always despised Dali. Why? Is it because of the heir apparent? Shit. How did that little shit see that? Amber, apologize to your brother. What, you're asking me to apologize to a cripple? Dad, you're going to be the next head of the clan. Why should I be afraid of him? As soon as he said this, the scene exploded into a cacophony of noise. How dare you say that to my face? How come I don't know who's in? Fourth uncle is the next patriarch. Has it already been decided? It can't be true. Can it? How dare this idiot say such things? We were going to vote for Uncle You. When he said that, we got worried. He got up violently and slapped on the table. You idiot! How dare you say such things? You can't talk about the matriarch's business. Don't apologize to Vigor yet. Brother Dali, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Please forgive me. What's wrong? What are you thinking about? Seeing that he still didn't respond, he hit him lightly. He waved his hand. Nothing. It's all small things. I got a little carried away. What the hell was that about? This old man, does he have unfathomable secrets? Well, it's normal for brothers to fight, so let's just forget about it. Old 4, there won't be any inside job or vote buying, will there? Temperance is impossible. Dad, it's all Amber's fault. She's just talking nonsense. That's good. My son, I trust every one of their character. Please don't worry about it. There was a knock on the door, and then he came in. Hello, I'm the chief's secretary, Sharon, and I'll be hosting the family rookie. With that, she flipped through the file folder. Here's me reading out the selectors' profiles, which have been vetted by the family. Hong Dali, a high-class hotel and a bathing center, with an annual profit of 21 million. Please welcome Hong Dali to make a report on the future development plan. The project I intend to develop in the next year is a private club. Brother Casserole didn't expect to be so powerful. No wonder he's not afraid of Hong Dali. Okay, good speech. Everyone cheer on Dali. Ha ha ha. I couldn't do it without everyone's support. I'll make you run for your life with a bucket when my father becomes chief of the clan. Mu Yushi, who owns a 5-star hotel with an annual profit of $75 million, will speak next. Thank you, elders. Now I will briefly talk about my future business plans. You're a smart and pretty girl, right? Yes, she's the first one in the family with good looks and ability. Well done. I had high hopes for you last time, and you've lived up to them. Thank you, Grandpa. The next one, Han Bao, currently owns a beauty hospital and a webcasting company. One takeaway company with 3-year profits of $380 million. When these words came out, the scene was in an uproar. Nyoa Hongenbeo. He had a small company 3 years ago. It turns out that this year's dark horse is Hongenbeo. Humph. A bunch of bumpkins. I've finally saved $80 million in the past 3 years. Plus my dad hit me with a $300 million account and finally got results before the earnings came out. Alright, give it up for Amber. That's amazing. Brother and Bao, he's my idol. Oh, but that's just it. Who knows if it's real or not? He slammed the table. Hey, Hong Li, you're laughing at me, aren't you? Do you think you're better than me? I remember 3 years ago, you were at the bottom of the list. You. Read out Hong's financial report below. I'll look for it. Hong Dali's last countdown. Invested dozens of times without a profit. Won the title of loser A. Hong Li in his previous life was also too humiliated. It was really embarrassing. This Hong Li is also too humiliating. No face to see. Let's go and let's see how much money our loser has spent this year. Currently owns a 3-star hotel and several restaurants, with a quarterly revenue of $2 million. It's not bad. $2 million a quarter. $8 million a year. Which one of you didn't have a quarterly gain of over 800W? Anyone else? Keep reading. And then there's the film and TV company one, with $900 million in first quarter earnings. Did you hear that this Hong Dali is lame? Only 1 quarter. When he reacted, he was stunned. 900 million, that's impossible. My God, 900 million in 1 quarter. It can't be. Can it? This is too good. How can you make a film? It's hard to walk. It must be a forgery. It must be investigated. He shrugged, unconcerned. We can see that he's weak. He's tacitly admitting that he's a fake. Tell us everything else. And the amusement park. 10% of the shares. Dividends in just 6 months. She looked at the report with an incredulous face. The dividend was $3 billion. What do you mean? $3 billion, $3 billion a quarter. This kid's not easy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. I can't help it. This kid is really good. He was trembling with shock. It's impossible. It's $3 billion. If you suspect that this is also falsified, you can always check it out. Where did you get the money to invest? Your father must have invested it for you. I bought a piece of wasteland to house stray dogs, and you were chased by them for 3 blocks. This can't be. I can't believe that Dali, despite his weak body, has the wisdom to invest. That's really impressive. It seems he has the potential to be a future patriarch as well. Hearing this, the two of them had different thoughts about the patriarch's position. The old man stroked his beard with great satisfaction, and he's also got a stake in a pharmaceutical company, which pays dividends at the end. 30 billion. At this moment, vigor seems to be radiating a dazzling light, directly blinded the crowd's titanium alloy eyes. 30 billion. Good. Interesting. I didn't realize that the loser was the one who made the most money. Hearing this, he slumped directly into his seat, as if all his strength had been drained out of him. The scene was silent, and there was not a single private comment in the "You had the whole place in stitches, no one dared applaud you" small scene. I think we all know in our hearts that the first place goes to power, but as I said before, juniors who don't need the money don't need to run. Leave the opportunity to those who need it. What do you think? It's all up to Grandpa. I have no opinion. Good. So, the first place winner of this year's new show was young Master Hong Dali. The prize money is $1 billion. Congratulations to Ong Boon. Ong Boon is good. Why can't I be happy at all? Alright, let's talk about the successor. The next step is the election of the heir apparent. The crowd couldn't help but get nervous. Here's the kicker: as long as my dad succeeds as patriarch, I'll be able to do whatever I want. I've done my best and I'm tired of being where I am today. It's time to retire. The heir to the family must be morally, intellectually, physically, socially and aesthetically. You can start now. The 3 top vote-getters are selected, canvassed for speeches, followed by a re-vote. The person with the most votes in the 3rd round is the new family patriarch. All candidates in the family are avatars and names. It's all been recorded on the tablets in front of you. All you have to do is press your avatar to cast a vote. Voting in anonymous mode. 10 minutes on the clock. Starting now. Can I vote too? I'm not from your clan. Sooner or later you are. Slightly. Then I'll vote for you. Ha ha ha. Be quiet, you're the only one talking. She spat out her tongue in embarrassment. What? No one's going to do it. Are you afraid to vote or don't want to? We've been best friends since we were kids. Take this money and spend it. Your family has the most heads. As long as you take the lead and vote for me, I'm more comfortable with that. You're not in the line of succession. You might as well sell me a favor. If you vote for me, I'll give you the best land. Brother San, I know you like collecting antiques. These are for you. You know I'm the best earner amongst my brothers. I'll make the family strong once I'm the patriarch. Time's up. Let's start counting. Look at the big screen. Hong Jianya received 52 votes. Hong Weigua, 31 votes. Hong Dali, 1 vote. A one-sided advantage. That's great. Hearing that Hong Li had 1 vote, the audience burst into laughter. Why did someone still vote for Hong Li? A cripple deserves to be on this list. Don't think you've made some money and you're floating. Brother Power rolled his eyes and ignored the man. The fact that no one voted for someone who was able-bodied means he's worse than a cripple. This you. Now he's in deep shit. You voted for me now. I voted for your dad. The results are in. Let's move on to canvassing. Who's first? He stood up slowly. I'll go first. First of all, thank you all for your support. Hung Kin Yip. What can I do? It's all because of the family's budding in that we're where we are today. It's not easy for our Hong family to be where we are today. I'm sure we can do better under the next matriarch, even if the person isn't me. Honestly, at this point in time I'd recommend voting for 5th brother. Instead, he's the youngest of the sub-generation and the one with the most potential. Surely you can lead the family to continue to grow. Thank you. Everyone, I'm done. Dad, how can you leave the chance to Uncle Five? What do you know about it? It's called retreating to advance. He's got a lot of heart. Firstly, he emphasized that he had followed the family before my father was born, and then to sell a wave of bitterness, to stir up the skillful hearts of the clan. He's an old fox, isn't he? Daddy's so good. He's gonna win. Looks like the votes are way ahead. What do you have to say? Old Five. Compared to 4th brother, I'm the representative of immorality and incompetence. I want to say 2 things. The first thing is, I'm dropping out of the race. When these words came out, the scene was in an uproar. No way, this is a waiver. That's it. So what's the second thing? Please allow me to transfer my vote vote to Hong Dali. Let him run for the next patriarch. What's this about letting Vigor run for patriarch? You're giving up your ticket to Vigor, did I hear you right? Dali, he's just a junior. A junior can be a patriarch. I don't think there's a rule that says juniors can't run. Old 5, are you serious? How dare you let the juniors compete with me? In terms of seniority, Vigor is probably inferior to most of the people in this room, but I don't think I can beat anyone here for potential. I'm done. Thanks, Uncle 5. You're talking too much. Old 5, since you want to play, I'll give all the tickets to Amber. Let them play. Thanks, Dad. The scene is once again causing a storm. This is just nonsense. Crazy is crazy. It's like a child's game. Say something. Old man, once the vote is in, there's no turning back. So think about it. I'm not sorry, I don't regret it either. Young and energetic, with elders to support them, they might do better. The canvassing session was changed to Bao and young Master Dali. Who will start first? He slammed the table. I'll start. What part of morality, intelligence, physical fitness, beauty and labor do you qualify for? Do you think that the clan will elect a loser as clan leader? He's so weak. He might not even have a son. It's a pity he's so good at making money. Did you see that people still think better of me? I didn't expect the position of patriarch to come to my head. Cousin, once I become the patriarch, I can marry you. Cousin, you have to be more powerful. Not to forget I voted for you just now. Power. What are you going to say to pull for yourself? With a deep sigh. I have nothing to say. If you don't have anything to say, don't say it. Let's start the final vote. I'm going to win. My day is coming. Gramps, I just saw the news. Is this happening? What's going on? You want to put something in? Stop whining and read it first. I thought you said this melon was ripe, bastard. I'll eat your 2 melons. What's wrong if I don't pay? My name is Hun Anpa. I'm a bastard. You hear me? What's the situation? I'm a bastard. My father's a bastard. Do you hear me? What? That's me. How can it be? Where did this come from? Who posted it online? Call the PR firm. Is this the kind of virtue Amber usually has out there? So arrogant and bossy. It's a disgrace to the Hong family. Yo, that girl in front, she's got a great ass. Isn't this Tang Machine? Why don't you see Vigor? Is it because he's a cripple? Ha ha ha. If he can't satisfy you, come to me. I'll make you happy. And Bao, he went so far as to openly molest the clan's fiancée. It's a family scandal. I'll deal with you when I'm done. I can't believe it's on the internet. I don't want to live. Whoops. It's a good thing you pretended to be him with a transformer, or I'd have chopped off his pig's hand. Fourth brother, how can you explain this to Bao? What are you going to do about us? Amber, you're an animal. You'll explain it to everyone. No, I'm not. This video is a fake. Bullshit. How can a video be fake? Shame on you. I don't care about you. Dad, don't go. It's not me. Hong Dali, you son of a bitch. You must be behind this. What do you mean I screwed up? Aren't you the one on the news? You're the one who set me up. You want me to die in public. You're so cruel. You sent an assassin to kill me. I'm not as ruthless as you are. What? Assassination. And Amber sent an assassin to assassinate Vigor. Really? Amber, is it true what Power said? I just wanted to lose your leg. But that doesn't matter anymore. I've had my eye on you for a long time. You piece of shit. Since you want me to die, I'll let you die completely. There can only be one descendant of the Hong family. It's enough to leave me alone. Be careful, Amber. You're crazy. Stop him. He can't move very well. If he gets hit, he'll be in trouble. When he was about to be smashed, he held his walking stick in his hand and gave it a fierce push. The walking stick instantly appeared as a golden sword. Upanishad Batusai Chop. The buzzing of the sword accompanied by the sword chi blasted out. How is this possible? A knife cut the seat in half. I'm sorry, but if you want to kill me, you can't stay. Upanishad wind slash. A moment of sword energy swung out. The blow didn't kill him. It just tore his top to shreds. Look, everyone, that tattoo symbol is. It's the symbol of the axis of evil in World War II. Dude, tattooing this on your chest is like invoking the spirit of a murderous demon. Don't blame me for doing this to you. You started it. I had to defend myself. Take him down to see. Tube him up until the matter is investigated. Dali, your body has recovered. Grandpa, my health has been fine for a long time. I don't mean to deceive you. Did you see what Vigor did just now? Brother Power is so great. My pink teenage heart is captured by him. I see, so he's already recovered. I didn't expect this to happen, but the inheritance is still going on. Okay, so let's launch the final vote. Please be careful what you put in. What's the point of investing when Ambrose is like this? Hong Dali's votes rose wildly in this instant. Congratulations to to young Master Dali for getting the highest number of votes. From now on, you are the new head of the Hong family. The scene roared with applause, vigorously congratulating you. Thank you, everyone. It's embarrassing to be so enthusiastic all of a sudden. As expected, I knew it. The old man nodded in relief. It was so good. It was a moment when everyone lit fireworks to celebrate the new matriarch. The old man took Vigor alone to his office to talk. Grandpa, I can't be the head of this family. I'm not that ambitious. I knew you'd say that. Grandpa has the most professional team. He'll take care of the family business, so you can do whatever you want. I just want to spend money and pick up girls. What else can I do with my life? Of course you're going to do great things. Just by having a body in you, a system that's different from the norm, means you're not meant to be ordinary in life. The fireworks are still exploding, just like the shock he feels right now. How is that possible? How did you know about the system? Because I had it done. What's that supposed to mean? And there's something else I'm telling you right now that will make your jaw drop. In fact, the real Hong Li is long dead. It's not good. It's not good. Wake up. Hold on. Quickly. Go get the old man. Power is dying. My poor Dali. What happened to Dali Hercules? Dad, he's deteriorating. The doctor says he'll be dead in 3 days. Damn it, who poisoned him? He's the smartest kid in my family. No, I won't let Power die like this. No matter what it takes. Hong Dali's life will expire in 3 days. Master Hong, we've finished collecting your grandson's body data. Can't be fudged into healthy self-resting data. Only by him slowly correcting it at a later date. Is it true what you say about keeping my grandson alive? It's the only way to go at the moment. To create a one-to-one replica of the world. Then my grandchildren will be a pile of data. It's a shame. It's the only way for now. Don't let the disease afflict him anymore. He's suffered enough. Create an upgrade system where he can become healthy by upgrading. Power. You go well. Woohoo. Mom and Dad did their best. I hope you're not mad at us. Hong Li died completely at this moment. Meanwhile, at one of the launch sites, preparing to launch. Start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, fire. Looking at the rapidly rising rockets, I felt very bad. Dali, that's all Grandpa can do for you. I hope you're doing well over there. Preparing to separating. Prepare to fire. Laser scan. Scanning is almost complete. Copy successful. Ready to enter copy world. We're entering the world of replication. Has successfully entered the world of replication. Preparing for rebirth override. Successful coverage in progress. Hong Dali, reborn. Success in the replica world. He sat up with a jerk and, surveying his body, just as he was uncertain about the ding-dong, the defeat system has been successfully activated. That's it. You survived the replica world and the program installed the defeat system on you. So, in reality, I'm dead. I'm just a pile of data. Yes, your destiny continues to run its course, but it's all irrelevant to the real world. In other words, everyone else who is here is a copy of Data Man. Yes, but we still have feelings, heartbeats, we bleed, we grow old and die. Please stop, give me a break, I need to digest. He walked slowly towards the door. It's all so fake, isn't it? This old man is just full of shit. What replicated worlds, what data people, what reality? I'm dead. I don't believe it. It's a fantasy, it's not a comic book. But how do I explain my defeat system? Is this really not the real world? What are you doing here? They're waiting for you, the new chief, to start the feast. Mushin, give me a hug. What are you looking at me for? Do I have flowers on my face? Without waiting for Mushin to respond, he wrapped her in his arms as soon as he, don't say anything yet, let me hold you for a while. He suddenly pinched Mushin's small waist. What are you doing? Suddenly hugging her. Someone will see you. Cynthia, your body, it's so soft and warm. I love it so much. What words? I'm not dead. Am I still cold and hard? You're right, we're not dead, we're alive. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, let's go to the banquet. You're so strange today. Screw the replica world. At least my emotions are genuine. If this is a competition, I'll be the winner and fight for the title. If this is a game, I'm going to go platinum and go king. I'm going to be the god of this replica world. Ding dong, the loser system is upgraded. Strength, speed, reflexes, health and attributes +1. Shit, the more you go up the system, the more you have to lose. These programmers, they must be from an online game company. You have to get stronger, because the threat of the enemy has not gone away. Who tried to harm me and why did they poison me? Unfortunately, I've investigated a lot of people, but I can't find the poisoner. But there are a few organizations that are suspicious. The Gao family in the southwestern city. Coke is one of the largest high-tech prosthesis manufacturers today. We later found out that he was privately developing aggressive prostheses. The Ancient Artifacts Group in the northern cities. They call themselves the Dragon Seekers, an organization dedicated to the excavation and resurrection of ancient artifacts. Very extreme. There's a lot of other enemies, I can't quite remember what. Anyway, you've got the loser system now. You can handle this all by yourself. You mean you don't care anymore? In the real world, I'm terminally ill and close to death. I don't want to be in a copycat world and run around. I need to enjoy life too. Then why are you still so healthy and strong here, where you also have a system, since your destiny program was rewritten to copy me into a healthy old man? A lot of things that don't happen in the real world may happen in the real world. Come to think of it, these really aren't copied in from the real world. A new day, a new beginning. He straightened his tie, shaking his trouser legs. I'm still so dominant, so confident, so handsome. I'm afraid I'll have to be called matriarch from now on, haha. It doesn't matter if you call your son at home. I am your son at all times. Of course you're my baby boy, you're my mother's baby boy. This is the first time you've chaired a family meeting. Don't drop the ball. Don't worry, your son is not that sickly anymore. I have faith in the future. Hello, matriarch, meet the matriarch. Please take your seat. Matriarch. Hello. Everyone, the word patriarch is a little too old for me. Call me young master from now on. Let's start the meeting. Just at this moment, a marvelous figure walked in. Hello. My name is Lok Shuyi. I'm the young master's secretary. Still learning at the moment, so please forgive me. Grandpa and cousin, how come these secretaries are bigger than each other? Yee. I'm new here too. I don't know anything. Let's learn together. I'm going to explain to you and the young master the distribution of the family's businesses. Currently, the entire Hong family has more than 3,000 patents in 189 industries. In all fields: public assets, mansions, hills, 78 luxury cruise ships, 3 private jets, 10 helicopters, 400 luxury cars. Now ready for the matriarch to call. Oh, this old man is quite the enjoyer. Shit, so big. Grandpa is so cool on weekdays. No wonder there's a scramble to become the patriarch. From now on, if you need anything for business or parties, just let me know. Yes, long live the young master. The young master is so generous. Daly did a great job. He sighed deeply. But let me make it clear that you must obey the law and not be an accomplice to others. If there is anyone who violates public order and morals, or even conspires against the law, confiscate the family's assets and expel them from the Hong family. Master, aren't you going to sit in on the meeting? Aren't you afraid that the other clans won't obey the new clan leader? Since you're letting go, don't drag your feet. Let go and let him have his way. Dali, I've got your chance for a do-over. The future crisis is up to you. The meeting was adjourned and everyone left. Instead, he was slow to get up and leave. As if he was thinking about something, he stood up suddenly, feeling too guilty to look Vigor in the eye. Uncle, don't you have anything to say to me? Young master, I don't have the face to do this, and Bao did something wrong. It's my fault for not It's no one's fault, but I beg the young master to take it easy. Fourth uncle, you're still my elder. I still respect you. Alas, vigorously, you do know better than in Bao. I'm not as good as fifth brother. I admit defeat. A family says what's to lose or not to lose. Take me to him. Amber's right here. He's being held captive by the master, waiting for you. The door opened slowly. Hong and Bao disheveled and lowered his head. Sitting on the sofa without saying a word, a figure sat down across from him on his arse. Hong and Bao was very disheveled. No need to think that this person must have come to mock him. He was taken aback before he could finish his sentence. The man claimed he was Ong Boon. Ong Boon was confused as to who he was. It's his scapegoat. Hong and Pa doesn't understand what that means. Tonight he'll do bad things and see who gets shot. Hong and Bao was scared. This man is so vicious. He must be Hong Dali. Hong Anpa sent someone to kill him. So don't blame him for not showing affection. He just told the killer to cut off his leg. He's not responsible for anything else. Hong Dali made a gesture to hit him. Hong and Bao was so scared that he begged for mercy. He's not scared, I can tell. He's a loser on the outside. We're family, let's spare him this time. Ong Boon bowed his head in thanks. What's with the hit squad that killed him? Actually, It's just a special troop, they make a little extra money once in a while. I see there must have been more than one person to kill him that day. A limousine and a van were speeding towards the pier. The two cars drove slowly into the factory. Hong Dali is a bit puzzled. This is the base of the Special Corps. At that moment a man with curly hair came running towards him. This man's name is Tung, and he specializes in communicating with people about jobs. He was the one who arranged the last assassination mission for Hong Dali. Hong Bao is furious. How dare you say that the last incident almost killed him? Hong Dali walked straight inside, completely ignoring the two people fighting behind him. A few of the men from the Special Corps looked at him warily, all curious as to who he was. Snake Woman moved closer to take a look at Hong Dali, who walked in. And then a look of prey. I'd like to swallow it in one gulp, but he'd cry. Hong Li looked at her calmly. This place was really scary. Then he suddenly drew his sword and swung it at Snake Woman. She growled in anger that her face was disfigured. Seeing Snake Woman's injury, the bald man on the side rushed over. Many tongues rushed to stop his attack. This was the new young lord. Bald head doubt what young master? Many tongues are talking nonsense. He's going to be the boss of everyone, the young master of everyone. How can anyone in the special forces trust an airborne boss? Wolf Fang is very unconvinced. If you want to be the boss, you have to beat him first. The members on the sidelines also provocatively cried out for the two to fight. Multi-Tongue warned him not to be rude to the young master, or he won't be able to get along. At this time, Hong Dali came out to speak. Let's listen to his words first. It's normal to be displeased with him, but he has one thing that no one else has. He's rich, he's got more money than he can spend. Everyone thinks he's bluffing. $1 million or so is nothing. You can't be their boss just because you have money. Wolf Fang told him to get lost. Otherwise, he will tear Hong Li apart. Another member thought that he could listen to Hong Li's speech first. Wolf told him to get lost, he's in charge here. That member came to Fang Wolf's side and continued to persuade him. Fang Wolf turned around and gave the man a claw, claiming that he was the boss of the group. Although Fang Wolf is more ruthless, no one recognizes him as the boss. Hong Dali snorted. They are not seeing the impact of money. Then he tapped the ground with his walking stick. The lorry that was with us earlier is slowly backing away. Open the door and the notes poured down inside. The money poured out was a mountain of money, and everyone was starry-eyed. If you work for him, all the money goes to everyone. Is that a deal? Fang Wolf jumped up at once, showing his teeth. He pounced on Hong Li. It's okay to collect money. He'll die first. The Fang Wolf revealed the sharp fangs in its mouth and pounced towards Hong Dali. Hong Dali stepped back and dodged Fang Wolf's claws. Then picks up his cane and thrusts it upwards, hitting Fang Wolf in the jaw with a single blow. Wolf Fang's face was twisted in pain, his eyes tearing up. Then he opened his big mouth and hissed. He wanted to eat Hong Dali. Hong Bao and Duotang were in a cold sweat. Fang Wolf was trying to rebel early on. Hong Bao thought to himself that if he bites Hong Dali, he can be the clan leader. At that moment, a tail suddenly curled around one of Fang Wolf's legs. With one hard shake, Snake Woman pulled him away from the group. I'm really sorry, Hong Li gave too much. The bald guy ran and shouted that he'd work for whoever paid him more money. His fist was like armor and he slammed it into Fang Wolf's abdomen. He was made to doubt his life by this sudden punch. Just as the bald guy punched him into the air, the sharpshooter also aimed at Fang Wolf and shouted an earful. A bat-like creature flew over. He flew silently to Fang Wolf's back, aimed at his body with a force. He came straight out of it. Who let Fang Wolf beat him up just now? He's very cautious. Fang Wolf was knocked to the ground in a moment's time. He was furious, a bunch of traitors. He would eat them up. At this moment, all the members of the Special Corps have already stood behind Hong Dali. He looked at Fang Wolf on the ground and asked, still not convinced of him, "You're kidding me, he's a wolf." With that, He launched a gas attack at the group. It turns out that the fart of this party wolf has a stun effect. So don't smell it. Hong Dali covered his mouth with a handkerchief and kept coughing. Unbeknownst to him, the fine wolf was already slowly approaching him. Everyone in the warehouse has been in chaos. They can't find the young master. Not only does the fart smell bad, it's hard to dilute in the air. The bat-looking member intends to use his wings to fan out the fart odor. An object suddenly flew through the mist, straight into the bat. Baldhead covered his nose and roared, "What kind of hero is farting?" And in response, a fast-moving object. Baldhead was rammed straight into the wall. Unresponsive. He sucked in a breath of air. It was disgusting. It's the same routine when it comes to sharpshooters. The fine wolf is unknowingly approaching. The sharpshooter used his keen sense of hearing, judging by the footsteps. Fine wolf is right behind him. I was about to pull the trigger, but my finger slowed down and I couldn't pull it. I didn't realize that Wolf Feng's fart had an anesthetic effect. Fine Wolf stretched out his big hand from the mist and grabbed the marksman by the leg. "Make a gesture to throw him away. Let's show who's the boss today." Snake Woman kept coughing. Fine Wolf's fart was choking her to death. Suddenly she's hit by the flying marksman. Hong Dali is also holding a handkerchief to cover his mouth and nose, coughing non-stop. Fine Wolf said to Hong Li that he had wanted to be a traitor since he was a child. Now with the werewolf ability, just in time to kill some patriots. As long as you give him the money, he can keep Hong Li alive. Hong Li immediately extended an international friendly gesture to him. Fine Wolf became infuriated and charged at him like a madman. In the next second, Hong Li disappeared. Fine Wolf had a question mark on his face. What is this situation? He can see everything in the fart fog. Where did Hong Li go? A day ago Lin Chuyin added the invisibility function to Hong Dali's bracelet. Also upgraded the projection feature to project some monsters. Hong Li let the bracelet automatically pick a projection that shocked the fine wolf. Image selected start projection. At this moment, Fine Wolf didn't know what was happening behind his back. Just when he was excitedly thinking that Hong Li was behind him, the scene in front of him scared him beyond words. Only a tall silhouette was rapidly growing larger, as if it were a giant. The recovering Batman thought the rest of his mates had been killed. He can't see a thing in this fog. He's got to fan out. It's not enough of a joke to fail to protect the good guys when you've only just started. The mist slowly dispersed, and the projections slowly unfolded in front of the crowd. The Batman was also taken aback when he saw the form. The bald man was also looking at the giant with shock on his face. Snake Woman and Marksman were also surprised at what this was about. Multi-Tongue and Hong and Bao have dropped their jaws. Batman sees the monster and is worried about his young master's safety. Only a giant with a hideous face and a mouth full of fangs stood there. Fine Wolf's aura instantly weakened. This brat. What kind of monster has he become? Only to see that the monster did not reply, but laughed out loud. A wave of sound formed a terrifying energy that dispersed in all directions. Everyone's ears were about to explode. This couldn't be the young lord becoming. Fine Wolf looked at the giant and broke into a cold sweat of fear. An uncontrollable gust of fear came from within him. The giant just made a killing motion towards him. Who knows? The wolf was so scared that he wet his trousers. Then, with a whoosh, he ran away. After seeing Fine Wolf escaping, Hong Li snorted coldly. Then he lifted the projection and reverted to the image of Mr. Bully just now. It's a good thing the projections deterred Fine Wolf, or we'd have been exposed. Duo Tongue rushes forward to show Hong Dali's ability to flatter him. The people were ashamed that they hadn't been able to protect the young lord. Hong Li also saw their performance and told everyone to hurry up and share the money. Everyone's excited to dive headfirst into the sea of money. Multi-Tongue is back to his horse's arse ability, and Hong Li says everyone has it. Hong Li looked at their performance and was satisfied. Hong and Bao was a bit unhappy and blamed God for not opening his eyes. Hong Dali looked at the crowd, who started introducing themselves first. Seeing that no one was paying attention to him, the cane hit the ground heavily. A powerful pressure that made the crowd feel shivering. Everyone put down the money in their hands and responded to Hong Dali. He warned everyone to respect his orders or else they would be like the fine wolf. Many Tongues was the first to apologize to Hong Li again. Although everyone is still a bit unconvinced, but still obediently bowed his head and apologized to Hong Li. Then everyone follows up on the questioning earlier and continues to describe their abilities. Baldhead's skill is that his arms can be as hard as metal. The marksman's skill is being able to hear voices coming from a long way away. Batman's skill is to grow wings and fly around. Hong Li asked them if the skills started half a year ago. Everyone was surprised how the young master knew about it. Looks like he was right. It should be caused by a data scanning error. Hong Li looked at Snake Woman. So what skills does she have? She used to be a performer in the snake dance. Then she really became a snake. Hong Dali got up and took out a medicine bottle from his pocket. A couple of sprays in Snake Girl's face. The scars on her face healed instantly. It was amazing. It's a miracle cure for wounds there even. Suddenly there was a rumbling noise outside. As if it was an earthquake. It shook everyone so hard they couldn't stand up on the ground. At the same time, a big storm has arisen in a certain lake. At the bottom of this lake, a monster is roaring. This isn't a seismic zone. So why did an earthquake happen all of a sudden? Rumble, another tremor struck. After a short while it slowly stops. And the bald man wonders what the hell is going on. Hong and Bao came to Hong Dali's side and showed him the message in his mobile phone. At this point in time, a cruise ship capsized in Lake Suzuku and a rescue is being organized. Hong Dali is very puzzled how the inland lake can be overturned. Then we arranged for some of the men from the special forces to rescue them. They disappeared in a whoosh. Hong Dali asked Multi-Tongue to take his business card to collect psychics. He can't do it on his own, he has to create a strong team. At this point, Hong and Bao was already convinced by Hong Dali's behavior. You can't buy absolute loyalty with money, you have to use both power and kindness. At this point, Hong Bao was already looking forward to his Rui mission. His mission must be important. But he can't talk about it now. A lot of people fell into the lake because of the shock just now. People are waving their arms in the water for help. I didn't expect a mass capsize. The rescue team only had 2 lifeboats. A girl is screaming for help, she's drowning. Batman arrived just in time to get her out of his hands. Baldhead also righted the overturned ship with the strength of his arms. The ship was righted by him. And the people on board were saved. The sharpshooter used his keen sense of hearing to judge of the life that had fallen to the bottom of the lake. And the serpent woman on the other S. Take off your clothes at once. He dove into the lake with a splash. Use her tail to curl around a human. He was rescued in a few moments. After she got out of the water, she even gave a big yay. Mother and child embraced each other and cried as her child was finally rescued. The mom kept thanking the snake lady. The crowd wants to know their names so they can come and say thank you. Don't care what they're called, Hong Li sent them. So it was the new young master of the Hong family, Hong Dali, who saved them. The crowd happily shouted out Hong Dali's voice. Suddenly there was a loud bang. The earthquake had struck again. And the crowd fled the area immediately. The marksman heard something under the water. It's a huge thing that's struggling and roaring, it seems to be in pain. It didn't take long for the quake to stop. Snake Woman said she could get in the water and check things out. The sharpshooter is going to report to the young master before making a decision. Hong Dali was also full of surprise when he heard it. What giant thing can there be at the bottom? Oh. He told everyone to hold their horses, he'll be right there. Hong Li said everyone did a good job on the mission this time around. And the guy he called should be here soon. As soon as the words were out of his mouth, the man he was waiting for came to the place. With Lin Chuyin, there's Mushin. Mushin sweetly shouted vigorously as soon as she took off her helmet. Mushin came along because she heard it was fun. Hong Dali looked at Mushin with a pampered face. He introduces to the Special Forces crowd that this is his fiancée. Snake Woman didn't realize the young master had a fiancée. Lin Chuyin took out a goggle that could be submerged underwater and scanned in 3 dimensions. Hong Dali quickly said yes. This was exactly what he wanted. He asked the Snake Woman to be careful and to focus on her own safety. Snake Girl poofs into the water. She dives underwater with a heavy load. The sharpshooter told Snake Woman to advance another 150 meters and dive. That's all he can hear, the rest is up to her. Halfway through the Snake Girl's swim there was a sudden earthquake. Just when everyone was worried and wanted to call Snake Woman back to the Snake Girl tells everyone she's okay, she can hold it. I'm glad you're okay. How did she talk underwater? In fact, Snake Woman's tongue is more flexible than a human's, and she can make sounds just by vibra. A few of them had red faces and boasted about it. Mushin doesn't understand what these boys are blushing about. And that's when Snake Girl told everyone she was about to reach the bottom of the lake. It's hundreds of meters deep, she can't see anything anymore. Lin Chuyin said it's okay. The goggles will sound an alarm if you encounter a creature. Snake Woman turns on autoscan as instructed by her goggles. The goggles instantly made a dripping noise. The Snake Woman swam ahead following the sound. The warning is loudest here. But there's a mountain in front of us. Goggles on autoscan. Lin Chuyin's side also received the content. I'm afraid it's not a mountain, but a huge thing. She then clicked the button and started projecting. The projectable object is also a mountain. I don't know what I saw, but everyone's expression instantly turned shocked. So it's not a mountain, but a giant tortoise. Hong Li was even more shocked that this thing still existed in this world. I saw the giant turtle roar. It's another earthquake, it's really this thing. Snake Woman heard what everyone was saying and was wondering where the giant turtle. Suddenly there was another roar. The ground is shaking here. And Snake Woman feels the danger. The giant tortoise stepped out and struggled. Irritated. It let out another hissing cry. The Snake Woman also saw its intentions. Except that its body was weighed down by the boulder. If we let it go on, I'm afraid the ground will crack. Baldhead thinks he can knock it out. And Batman tells him not to be violent. Mushin thought he could find a way to calm it down. Before trying to get it out of the Snake Woman also thought she could take animal form and communicate with it. After that, he took off his goggles. In an instant, it turned into a big green snake. The giant turtle looked at the Snake Woman in front of him. The Snake Lady politely asked if it could hear the voice. The giant tortoise, however, was impassive, staring blankly at her. The Snake Girl wondered if it didn't understand. But the giant tortoise has shrunk into the hole. A snake's head slowly emerges from it. Snake Woman wondered if this was another snake head change. Hong Li also thought it was 2 heads and was wondering what it was. The serpent introduces itself to the Snake Woman as a basilisk. The Snake Woman was overjoyed that it could understand her. It turns out that Xuanwu was here to suppress the sea. But it couldn't get out when the time came. This is really Xuanwu. Hong Li told Snake Woman to calm it down. Snake Woman told Xuanwu to wait a few days. They'd find a way to save him. Xianwu has been waiting for so many years. Not just a few days. Now the basilisk won't make a fuss. But how do we get it out? Baldhead wondered if he was going to use an atomic bomb. Mushin thinks it's too much. It'll flatten the city too. Hong Dali hurriedly asked Lin Chuyin if she could make a small. Lin Chuyin couldn't do it. But she knew a place where she could do it. Hong Li was excited and asked Lin Chuyin to hurry up and take him to that place is her home, she's a gal. The crowd gasped in amazement. She took her mom's surname. So it's not Gao. Hong Li asked Lin Chuyin to lead the way to her house quickly. The group then left the beach and headed for the Gao family home. As soon as he entered the door, Hong Li noticed the robot at the side. Each robot has a price tag on top of its body. A man fell to his knees and cried out in pain. He finally had his hands on him. The butler came to Hong Dali and asked him if he needed to buy a prosthetic limb. Just after he had finished speaking, he noticed the person beside Hong Dali. If it isn't the loser who invented pediatrics, how come he's back? Lin Chuyin listened to what he said and didn't fight back. Hong Li felt uncomfortable and frowned slightly. The butler continued to taunt Lin Chuyin from the side. A hand suddenly cupped his face. What he should be doing is supposed to be poodle instead of talking shit here. Hong has a big deal to talk to his boss. Lead the way. The butler nodded in fear. Hong Li told everyone to wait outside. He and Hatsune could just go in. The butler greeted them respectfully as they entered the lift. This is the 101st fire suit test. The gun instantly shoots flames at the dummy. The dummy also burned in the flame scare. This time he failed again. As soon as the siblings turned their heads, they noticed Lin Chuyin walking in with someone else. Hong Li thinks Lin Chuyin's family is so mean to her. He felt bad that she wouldn't have come if it wasn't for him. Man lights cigarette. Who's coming? Seeing that the visitor is Hatsune. Where have you been all this time? Lin Chuyin shouted out to her father. And the man told her not to shout. She runs away from home after a few words. She doesn't even see me as her father. Lin Chuyin silently bowed her head in silence. Hong Dali touched her head. As if to comfort. He's the one who's coming today. Hatsune's just showing him the way. Hatsune's dad thought Hong was here to propose marriage. Hatsune's brother said he'd have to give 10 tons of rare gold to marry her. Lin Chuyin looked at this brazen person and really wanted to hit him. After Hong Dali explained to Hatsune's father the purpose of this visit, Hatsune's father asked him to come to his office to talk more. Hatsune is a bit worried. Hong Li puts her at ease. Just after arriving at the office, Hatsune's dad took off his shoes. The man put his feet up on the table and said he wanted to talk business. Hong Dali said he wanted a giant cannon that could bombard mountains underwater. He's up to something. Don't drag the Gao family into this. Hong Li said he would just do it and he would take care of everything else. He looked at Hong Li with disdain. What an arrogant guy. He's studied powerful cannons. But they've all been abandoned. It's not about technology or money. It's about not having the right energy drive. Hong Li was shocked as he looked at the cannon in front of him. This is really big. If Hong Dali can find energy, he can lend it to him for free. That stuff is very hard to find. It's crystals from exploding stars. Stellar explosion crystals. I think I've heard of them somewhere. Hong Li remembered the necklace that his father had given to Mushin at the auction. He stood up suddenly, startling the man in front of him as well. If he finds the crystals, can he borrow the cannon for free? Hatsune's dad said Hong can come to him anytime after he finds it. Hong said he wants to call his fiancée here to show him something. Mushin wondered what they were calling her for to talk about things. Hong Dali introduced to Mushin that the man in front of him was Hatsune's father. Hatsune's dad doesn't understand what Hong Li is playing at. He was suddenly wide-eyed. The necklace around Mushin's neck, could it be a heavenly crystal? Hong Dali said this is it. It's really no effort to get here. Hatsune's dad was so shocked that he almost dropped his cigar on the floor. Luckily, he quickly ducked his head and caught it. He took a big drag and realized he'd smoked it backwards. It took him half his life to find it. And they use it as a pendant. A single drop of crystal is enough to level the Himalayas. Mushin was surprised. So wasn't it dangerous for her to carry the? No. Its energy is stable. It only explodes when it's activated. All he wants is a gram. He'll agree to anything. Hong Dali asked him and his other children to apologize to Hatsune. Why does Hatsune care so much about her when she's obviously a loser? It may be rubbish to them, but it's a treasure to Hong Da. And her inventions aren't useless rags. Hatsune's dad was surprised to see someone like himself. If Hatsune's dad is too embarrassed to go, he can go instead. Hatsune's dad told him to shut up. He can go by himself. Hong Dali instantly changed back to his original appearance. Hatsune's dad laughed at himself. Then laughed again. The siblings are still trolling Lin Chuyin over here. They're curious why Lin Chuyin is with that loser Hong Dali. Lin Chuyin heard this and hit her brother on the jaw with a circle. He didn't expect Lin Chuyin to hit anyone and was about to teach her a lesson. Hatsune's dad arrived just in time to stop the scuffle. My brother complained that he only said something about Hatsune and she came up and hit him. Lin Chuyin is still in an attacking stance. The duo joined together to complain about their dissatisfaction with Hatsune Hayashi. Lin Chuyin said she didn't want to explain herself either, to be punished casually. But Hatsune's father got down on one knee to his daughter. He sincerely told Hatsune that he was wrong. Hatsune was a bit flabbergasted at first. Hatsune's dad continued to reflect on the mistakes he'd made in raising his children over the years. Today he apologized to Hatsune and hoped his daughter would forgive him. The siblings were all shocked when they saw it. Lin Chuyin looked at her father who was kneeling on the ground and didn't know what to do. Hong Li nodded to her, "Forgive him." Lin Chuyin was first a bit torn. Then she couldn't hold back her tears any longer. She jumped into her father's arms. The father she forgave. Hatsune's dad was also happy to see his daughter's invention. The sibling duo over here naturally won't take Hatsune's apology lightly. Hatsune presses the bracelet. A huge monster appeared in an instant. Why didn't it apologize? Hatsune's dad was happy to see the characters. This must be his daughter's way of pissing him off. Hatsune did a good job. He loved this invention of his daughter's. Hatsune also wrapped her arms around her dad in contentment and leaked out a sweet smile. The drill carefully snaps off a carat of crystal. Hatsune's dad raised the drill in his hand smugly. Hong Dali wrapped his arms around Mushin who was about to fall down. Mushin's flesh ached as she watched the $100 million necklace being cut up. Hatsune's dad took the crystals to the cannon. With a click, the crystals were placed in the cannon. The dimly lit cannon suddenly glowed. This is the first time Hatsune's dad has seen a dashboard report. Hong Li was puzzled. How should this test the power of the cannon? A large iron gate is slowly opening right in front of the cannon. And on the opposite bank is a mountain that stands tall and tall. Hatsune's dad bought it to test the cannon. But in the past, energy could only make a small crater. Hong Li is also looking forward to this experiment. People are putting on goggles. Countdown to launch begins. There was a huge rumbling sound from the cannon. Then hit the switch, it's just a mood setter. Suddenly a huge wave of energy shot out at high speed. Then the wave of light poured into the peak. A few seconds have passed. And the peak is unresponsive. Is that it? Hatsune's dad doesn't believe in it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with his weapon. In the midst of the argument, Jumbo discovered a huge change. The two of them then froze and looked that way as well. The peaks are starting to rumble. Put on your goggles. The peak is surrounded by a sphere of light, emitting an eye-catching glow. Hatsune's dad and Hong Li were directly stunned. An entire mountain was flattened. A 1,000-meter-high peak has been flattened. Ha 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 ha. There's a life for that. The cannon I made is finally working. I have no regrets. Now I can blow up the mountains at the bottom of the lake. Get the cannon into the lake. It's not that simple. This cannon can't be fired from the bottom of the lake without modification. How what then? Give me a few days and I'll build a submarine. That's what it costs. Don't beat around the bush. Just build it and I'll pay for it. Okay, then what's there to say, Hatsune? You stay and help Dad. Don't keep Master Hung waiting. What's the situation? Why are you two standing here like doorstops? Since you're going to be the young lord's personal guard, of course you have to be dedicated. I'm looking forward to a more challenging mission from the young master. Well, there will be opportunities. This young master won't bury any useful talents. What's all the fuss over there? I'm sorry, sir, you need to go to the hospital. Not here. Cut the crap. All I need is the latest arm. I can't. You can't afford the cheapest money. Please don't embarrass me. Cut the crap. Don't make me rob you. Hey, it's against the law. I'll call the police. So it's you, the assassin, who shouted at me. You are Hong Dali. Hong Dali, I'm in this situation because of you, you bastard. I'll let you die. Don't mess around. You haven't got a score to settle yet for your last assassination of me. You're the reason I'm in this state. Take your life. Young master, be careful, the weapon in her arm will explode. She raised her arm to fire. Damn, it stuck at the right moment. Phew, I was scared to death. False alarm. You've got a mission today, go get her alive. It's the young master. What, you want to take me alive? Dream on. The door was still intact. The next moment, with a thud, it broke into pieces. A silhouette of a person quickly rushed out towards the outside. Damn, I'm so unlucky to meet Honli here. Stop, you can't get away, or I'll catch you. Run again and I'll shoot. Aim for the waist. Bang, the bullet flew out, straight through her waist, without bleeding, and her body was metal. Normal attacks won't stop her, so we'll remove her arms and legs. Something's going on down there, I'll check it out. Spreading his wings, he quickly flew towards them. What happened? The major wants the girl alive. A robot. Robot. Interesting, running pretty fast. I'll cut her off. Bastard. There's another one who can fly. You can't outrun me, I'm gonna get you. Seeing that she was about to be grabbed, she suddenly extended her arm's blade of light. What's that? It glows. Her body leaned back and the light blade stabbed directly towards her opponent's crotch. He changed direction in a hurry, rolled several times in a row, and fell to the ground. Ouch! 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 Ouch, that was close. That's a pretty mean trick, but at least I stopped you. Hey! 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 You think you can stop me? Let's see what you can do. He charged forward and stabbed at his opponent with the light blade in his hand. I've got you, haven't I? You think I'm so easy to bully? I'm so brave. I'm gonna hang you upside down and throw you down from the sky. Damn it, I was careless, but I have a plan. Mechanical leg, arms open. A silver needle shot out rapidly. Jeez, why do you keep messing with my lower body? It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. You're so mean. He pulled the needle out in pain. It wasn't poisoned, was it? You're lucky you forgot to put it on in the rush. You take a break. Let me take care of him. Hey! 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 Let's see where you're going now. Raise your right foot and kick at your opponent's crotch, and you die too. Luckily I was on my guard. I caught you. It's really strong enough, but the moves are a bit underhanded. Always attacking the lower path. With a sharp squeeze, the calf actually made a clicking mechanical sound. You bastard, I'll chop you up. He raised his arm and collided with the blade of light. How can that be? My light blade can even cut through steel. Hey! Hey! My arms are 10,000 times tougher than steel. Mechanical leg. Disengage. A sharp blade quickly protruding from the joint. What about this? Raise your leg and stab it directly into your opponent's thigh. Ouch! 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 Didn't think you had it in you. Looks like you can't get hard anywhere but your arms. I'll stab you in the eye. Oh! Shit, too late to react, going blind. Just then, her whole body suddenly started to explode with a thud. This is bad. All the wiring's been damaged. Just a barrel. White smoke. I'm sorry, I can't hear your heartbeat. So, I'd like to. You've been mechanically modified all over, haven't you? Huh. Is her whole body a machine? I thought it was just a partial transformation. That's awesome. With that kind of technology, I'll kill you. I'm gonna kill all of you. After saying that, she angrily opened her mechanical arm and held a missile in her mouth. With a sharp thrust, he withdrew the missile from his arm. Then he leaned back, aimed at the three men, and fired off. The three of them were shocked. This fucking can also As soon as the words left his mouth, there was a loud boom, and smoke rose from the surrounding area.